Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good.
We want to welcome you to Abigael and Rosalia podcast. This is a Christian podcast where we discuss matters regarding the Bible, matters regarding faith, and how we can encourage one another in this journey. We can't do it on our own, so we need to spur one another's hope as we wait for our second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. So we want to welcome you.
Yes, may we be found ready.
Yes.
Let us be found ready. You have just said about the second coming of Jesus Christ, and I'm like, I hope we'll be found ready as the bride, the bride of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Perhaps he's delaying so that we will get it right with him.
Yes, that is true. Very true.
Yeah. So today, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about the story of there's this thing that I had shared on my WhatsApp status. The Holy Spirit just reminded me, like, okay, I asked this question to side chicks and women who love older men just for money, for wealth, nothing much, like you just want to money and wealth. And I was told to ask them, do they want to be like Abigail or do they want to be like Abishag? Abishag is the Shunammite woman who was giving warmth to King David, though they never had any sexual intercourse. But now in my case, because of this, you know how the world is, and you know right now you cannot stay with an older man if you're not having sex with the older man.
Actually, you'll be giving warmth to the older man.
Yes, that is it. So, so that's what we're discussing today.
Yeah. And Abigail is the woman in the Bible who's considered to be wise. She's the woman who was married to Nabal.
Yes, Nabal. Yeah.
Then Nabal makes a very not wise decision because David and his men had taken care of his fields, flocks. He was not assigned to, but they were just passing, and the guys were being attacked or something, and defended them. So what the servants did, they went to their master, who's Nabal, and told him, this man has helped us to win a war, and he seeks to have just a means. And Nabal with his roommate says, I won't give him any. And when they went back to David and tells him Nabal has refused to give you help with meals, David says, I'm going to slice that man into pieces.
Together
I'm
with
going to kill him with all their household. Didn't say men, but all their households. And then these servants quickly go tell Nabal of the report. But when they get there, because they're in a hurry, they meet Abigail, the wife, and explain to Abigail the story about everything before they even tell Nabal. And Abigail, with her wise, she had this wisdom and insight. She tells the men, like the servants, don't tell my husband anything. Let's do this. First thing tomorrow morning, we're going to see David. What does he need? He needs food. It's just food he needs. Okay, fine, I'll go prepare. So Abigail prepares the meals, goes to the field with these men, and meets David on the way coming to attack them. And the moment she sees David, kneels down, because already with that time they know the story of David. He was a popular man. They knew he was slaying giants like Goliath. And
it's true.
He was a famous man by then, so people knew him. And when they have a discussion, when she meets David, bow down and says, "My Lord, I'm sorry, but accept these gifts." And David now accepts the gifts and pardons. So the pardoning Nabal got was because of his wife. So as you have asked, are we choosing to be Abigail's or are we choosing to be Abishag's? Are we choosing to be the women who are intelligent, defending of their homes, or are we choosing to be Abishag, the woman who is willing to give warmth to the old man? So that we may just get something out of it. It's a job.
It's a job. It's like a job.
The choice is ours.
The choice is ours.
Because eventually Abigail gets married to David, because after she bows down to David, asks David for mercy on behalf of her homestead, David pardons her, pardons the home, goes back home. But the moment Nabal hears about what had happened and that food has already been given to David, he feels so bitter, so painful, that he dies out of pain.
It's true.
So I won't say Abigail killed her husband, but I'm sorry, I'll use a very harsh word. Nabal died out of his own stubbornness. Foolishness.
Yeah, because even the name, the name states, the name Nabal means
foolish.
Yeah.
So now he died out of his foolishness, but the wife was willing to defend, cover her.
Yeah.
So the wife's role was covering Nabal at that time. Nabal didn't see that.
Yes, he didn't.
Ended up dying.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah. So are we Abigail's or are we Abishag's? Yes.
Yeah.
Abishag was a young girl, very beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a virgin.
Then now she is giving warmth to David.
Yeah.
So are you a woman who are giving warmth to men but you don't have a title of a queen?
Yes.
Or are you willing to be the queen, to wait and God gives you your own man and be the queen?
Yes.
And be able to cover, receive covering from your husband? Because now, if we might ask a genuine answer, when David dies, where does Abishag go?
I think maybe she'd get someone else because she never had any intimacy with King David.
But the repetition is
like yes, she was giving warmth to King David.
So even a man wanting to marry her will be like, okay,
like they'll not be sure about it,
By that time, women considered marriage something.
Yes,
really like women were looking forward to marriage. So imagine you're a young girl. This is the age you're supposed to be married, but you're giving warmth to a man who's about to die. So there is death coming with it. We might say she did something good, it's okay, but looking at the context of this world, the Abishags will be the side chicks and the
sleepings,
right? Then the Abigails will be the wives, because now you get to build a home with Abigail. David gets to build a home with Abigail.
And you see, Abigail was bringing more insight because she was a queen. She became a queen, and most of the
time among many women.
Yes, many
among
women. Yes, of course, King David had so many women, and then the history just goes on. Even Solomon, the son had to have so many because of generational things. Those are things. Even for men, it's a decision someone has to make. If you really want to just have one wife, it is possible. If you want to have one woman, it's possible. It can be shown like Joseph. Joseph was able to just have one. Yeah. So it's a decision.
What Joseph? Joseph's the father of Jesus, the earthly father of Jesus.
Jesus and Joseph. Yeah, the other guy. Yeah, it's true. So it's like, but now, why I'm encouraging women. It's because as a woman, like if you make a choice and you don't want to be just giving warmth to men because of you're thinking of man, like if we never knew, we are people who like these hands of ours, they're blessed.
Yeah.
Women, even when people say who finds a wife finds a good thing, and even blessings abide in that person and favor, there's something about us women that we carry. We carry blessings, we carry favor. We are people who can birth.
And we can nurture.
And make things grow. So I think it's a matter of let us not just think of it's men who provide, It's just men who can do this and this, Most of the women, they have kept themselves in a place where you just want to, you want to be kept by a man. And now I'm speaking to women who are still young. You're in university. You are you are selling your body because you just want to be kept. And that's why I'm relating with Abishag. A person who
was receiving salary.
Yes, she was receiving some amount of money, of course. You can't just
hide.
It was a job. So, I'm comparing such kind of women with Abishag. Are you in a state of being patient? You're just you are still learning. You're still in university. There's a lot to be done. You have a future. And because right now your insight is blinded, you're thinking of just pleasure? Is it pleasures and leisures?
Yeah, and also I can say it's like taking shortcuts.
Yeah, you're taking shortcuts, you know. So you just want to be kept.
You want to fake it
until you make it. Okay, yeah, you want all those things you've been given, but at the end of it, all, what are you giving out?
Yeah,
it's your body.
Yeah, you're actually giving out the temple of our Lord Jesus Christ.
You know.
Because again, we might say Abishag never slept with David, but she stayed naked close to him.
Yes,
so
she already exposed.
Her dignity is exposed.
Yeah, you know. Already when you expose, you already.
Yeah, and I know right now people can say, oh, but what about we have already been in these journeys? There is redemption. You see, now redemption is Jesus Christ.
Yes, it's true.
But it doesn't mean you waste in hoping to be redeemed. Yeah. You don't do it in makusudi way. You do it. You are in that situation because you don't know, but when you know what the right choice
to make. Let me tell you, if there is something, I think. I just open up some women because of your purity. When you sleep with a man, he's using you as a ritual to get moving away. If you don't know.
And even not just that ritual also. This is what I have witnessed as someone who has actually gone off course and like I didn't keep my purity. And I have seen women who have actually kept their purity. Let me tell you, you see the gifts of the Spirit, they unleash easily to those who have waited. But those of us who have been in a rush, we have to work. It's
there
are things you go through, but why? But now, those consequences have to be done to you. Apart from you, there is another friend of mine who also has the gift of discernment. I feel that is something that someone is given the moment that you remain still and wait on God. He gives you the discernment to know if you're in the right path. The ability to be able to see visions, the ability to speak in tongues. Like there is a crown that you will get in your waiting. The waiting room is not just a vacant room.
Yes.
It comes with a price.
It does.
And it's a price that majority of us are not aware of. So we expose ourselves. And once you've exposed yourself, so many things come with it. Sickness comes with it. Children come with it. Responsibilities come with it that you need now to begin to take yourself care of differently. You need now to maintain that high social status that you've kept yourself in. And I'm trying to think, Abishag, this is a role she was playing. But when David dies, does she receive the status that she had received before because she was a queen, is a king's person, mistress or something? I don't know how to call it.
She doesn't receive this.
It's like the story of Solomon. Eventually he had
so many
300 wives. Concubines or 700 wives or 300.
What? 300 wives and 700 concubines?
Yeah. And that's why in the life of Solomon there is no queen. Because there was no entitlement. Who would he give? You know? Same as to David. There is no queen. Like the queen said, this is our queen.
Yeah, it's true.
All these women were there. It's their sons that now come and get up there with the favor of being like kings. Now Solomon becomes king because Bathsheba. And when you are reading the text, 1 Kings chapter 1, going forth after you have read about Abishag, going down and read the story, there's a lot of
how will you call it? Mishaps. It's more of
not a mishap. It is like trying to fight for the place because Abinaj, is it Abinaj? Adonijah makes himself king.
Yes.
Then now Nathan is advising Bathsheba, go and defend your son.
Yes.
So there is a lot of
too much of
trying
struggles.
to make it.
You know,
it should be like
I
die, my son becomes king.
It's
But you find that there is a lot of things that are happening, and it just becomes a battle.
Chaotic. It's more of too much of chaos.
You leave a lot of chaos already for people to.
But that is what is happening even in our society.
Exactly.
When men are dying, another woman says, "If I have a child," you know, there's a lot there's a lot of chaos because everyone wants a share of the wealth.
This is what I can say. The decision a man makes determines whether his home is going to be home when he's not around, is going to be chaotic because he's not around. Like a man is the priesthood, and I pray for men who are able to keep up with the status that is waiting on God in the rightful manner. Because what I'm seeing is they're supposed to lead us, but if they're not leading us, the fall, like so many things are happening now because a man decided not to protect the daughters. You know, those are the sons, those are the daughters of someone being exploited. You know, and if that can happen, how do you expect to have a generation that is sober? You know, right now we see this chaotic life, side chicks and so. But I tell you this, in the Gen Z's life, it happened. It's only that they were hiding back then. Now they are no longer hiding there. Towards it because of the mistakes that happened there. So this is just like in a Giannica was it, you know, and that gets to show us that homes are no longer homes because of these things that have happened. You know, and I pray for our men, I pray for our husbands that women be Abigails. Be smart to go and defend your husband. Because you know, the prayers of a wife, God hears. And the prayers of a concubine and mistresses and others, I'm sorry, I don't know. It's just written in the word that you as a woman can intercede for your husband. And God hears.
And God hears it too.
Yeah. God says, I hear the cries of widows. You know? I don't know about single parenting. I'm a single parent. He hears, I know. But the choices I made, I have to pay for them. It is by grace that I sit here and speak about His word. There is a lot of sharpening that we get to go through. And it's never easy because you don't have a covering. You know the things that I go through. We don't have a covering to go an empty shed like anyone can attack. When I look at the chaoses that are happening in families, it's because a man refused to say no and falling into temptation. Now the generation are paying off because of that. I'll give an example of someone who really made a good decision. Like Joseph. Well, he was in Egypt, he went through temptations, but he said, no, I'm not going to sin on myself, on my God's name. We know Joseph had a wife. The wife was an Egyptian. We know Joseph had sons. Ephraim and
Manasseh.
Yes.
That is the word. Yeah. Ephraim and Manasseh.
We know that. Let's go back to his father. We know him, he had wives and sons. You see the chaos that was happening between Rachel and Leah. Then the chaos that happens between the father, the Joseph and the brothers until he's sold into slavery. You know, the choices that our men make, but unless we learn how to pray for them. And someone will be like me and say, I'm not married, do I have to pray for someone?
You have to pray.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important to pray.
Because there is someone who's going to be united with someday. You want to have a godly marriage. So you have to learn to go into, be like Abigail and start practicing being like Abigail and interceding for your husband that he makes sober decisions when you say yes I do, that he means it from his heart. More importantly, he may be able to lead, not to ruin.
Yes. That is
So
important.
we have to make a choice. Are we Abigails
or
are we Abishags? Our identity is known for providing warmth, but nothing else. No hairs. There is no crown that comes with it.
Ama, you are just hidden. You know, you're just hidden because that's
like,
how
it's like the slay queens and the whatever, I don't know what they're called. The slay queens and side chicks, those ones. Where is your identity? Where is your identity? You can't claim to be Mrs. So-and-so. You can't get that last name. Your children might, but you can't. And at the end of the day, a lot of stagnation might happen. In that, if that man is not there to cater for you, you start going to court, fighting the other women. You cause a stagnation of a generation, yours and others. You know, know, you might say like, hata mimi nikikosa ni sawa na yeye akikosa ni sawa, but at the end of the day, that stagnation has been caused by you. You're going to be answerable to it someday, you know, because that is not how God created us. You know? And it's not too late for someone to turn around and say, Lord, I'm sorry, I went that direction, but I didn't know. Here I am, forgive me. You know? Or someone had to leave their husbands or wives for you. You know? Of what benefit is it? Abigail was very faithful to her husband until his death. Covered her husband like nobody knew her husband was stupid or was foolish. Covered him, and even when he goes to David and intercedes for her husband, and David says, "I'm going to kill him," he says, "Forgive him, pardon him, you know him," you know. And Nabal dies out of his pain, and out of that we see Abigail, who had defended her home, doesn't go into ruin. When the husband dies, she quickly packs and goes to get married to the man who covered her. Next. What do you want to add?
Nothing much. Nothing much. I think you've like nailed it. Yeah, is it? Yeah, so I'm not adding
So we
anything.
have a choice, huh?
Yeah, it's a choice. Let us just make a choice.
Abigail? Are you
Abishag.
You choose.
Amen. Be blessed.